to Math Super Scholars on this Tuesday. We are going to keep going with those awesome skip counting skills today using a different tool to skip count than we did yesterday. And do you remember when we were practicing skip counting with both ones and tens, we talked about an important clue that helps us get from number A to number B the quickest way possible. And that clue was, it is much faster to count by tens. Because we are working on counting with ones and tens to get between two numbers. Because like we discussed yesterday, counting by ones is going to take you a pretty long time. So we want to incorporate our knowledge of counting by tens in there as well to make it go by even quicker. So we are going to still be working with this skill and knowledge today. But before we use our brand new tool to help us skip count with tens and ones, we're going to quickly revisit our hundreds chart. So if you have this close to you, great. If not, no worries. You can follow along up here. But we're going to quickly warm up by counting with our hundreds chart. So yesterday, this was your independent challenge problem. So we're going to work on it today. So Super Scholars, if we want to count from 37 and get to 70, how can we do this the quickest way possible? We want to use both our knowledge of counting by ones and tens. What's the quickest way? What would we do? The quickest way is we're going to count by ones until we reach the next 10. So let's try it. Can we all say 37? Let's count. 38, 39, 40. We reached the next 10. So now, to make the quickest route possible, do I want to keep counting by ones and go all the way over here? No, that's going to take forever. So I'm super close to 70. What do I want to start counting by now? I was counting by ones. We want to switch to counting by tens. Counting by tens. It's going to take way quicker to get from 40 to 70 if we count by tens. So here we go. Can we all say 50, 60, 70. Ding, ding, ding. We reached our destination. And we had the quickest route possible by first counting by ones to get to our next 10, and then counting by tens to get to 70 as quickly as possible. So before we move on, can we count this entire route all together? So I want you to follow along and really pay attention to when we switch to counting by ones to tens. Okay, here we go. Can we all start with 37? Let's count together. 38, 39, 40, 50, 60, 70. All we had to do was count 3 ones and 3 tens, and we could get to 70 as quickly as possible. So today we are going to be doing this exact same skill, but we're going to be representing and looking at it a different way. So our learning target for Tuesday states, I can skip count up to 100 using ones and tens with drawings. Today we're going to practice drawing out the values that we are counting. So either when we count by ones or when we count by tens, we're going to be drawing out the value as we count to see exactly how our number is changing. We worked with drawings before Thanksgiving, so we're going to use our knowledge of drawings with skip counting to help us keep building our skills today. So that means you need a whiteboard out or a piece of paper so you can practice right along with us. And if it helps you, I suggest having 2 different colored markers or crayons. I have a blue and a red marker. So then you can tell the difference between drawing our ones and our tens. If you don't have two color markers, that's okay, but if it helps you, make sure you have them with you. So let's check out our first problem. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so we want to count from 36 to 60. And we want to find the quickest route by using both ones and tens. So to start us out, we need a starting line. So can you write 36 on one side of your board and box it? This is where we are starting 36. Okay, Super Scholars, in 36, there's 3 tens and 6 ones. So, what do you think would be the simplest and quickest way to count? Should we start with our ones or our tens? What do you think? What should we start with? I say we start counting by ones. And you know why I say that? Because in my brain, it makes the most sense to count by ones until I get the next 10. Because remember, on our hundreds chart, we have all these easy, simple 10 numbers on the right that just have value in the tens place. These are the numbers that make it the simplest to count by tens. So my goal when I'm skip counting is to always try and find one of those numbers. And for me, it makes the most sense to start counting by ones until we find that next 10. So let's do this together so you can see what I mean. So do you have one of your colors out? I'm using blue to represent the ones. So we have 36. I want us to start counting by ones until we make the next 10. So one more would be 37. Awesome, I want you to be drawing this with me. And then 38, 39, and 40. 40 comes after 39. And look, is 40 36's next 10? Yes, it is. We have 3 tens and we just made 4 tens. So we counted by ones up until we reached the next 10. This is our awesome number that's going to make it the simplest for us. If I reach my next 10, do I want to keep counting by ones? Is that going to make the quickest route possible if I keep counting by ones? No, that's going to take us way longer. So once I reach this next 10, I want to switch to counting by what? Tens. It's going to make it way quicker. Let's find out how quickly that is. So if we have 40 and we're going to add 1 10, that would be 50, and then another 10, 60. Dun-dun-dun. We reached our destination. We counted up tens until we reached to 60, and look how quickly that was. So Super Scholars, this is how we can use drawings to help us work towards counting by ones and tens on our own. So let's see what we did. How many ones did we count? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We counted up 4 ones. Then how many tens did we count? Let's see. 1 10, 2 tens. We counted 2 tens. So we used 4 ones and 2 tens to get from 36 to 60. And we were able to represent the values we were counting with a drawing. First with the ones, and then with the tens. This is our goal for today, to show how we can skip count between 2 numbers the quickest way and show how we're doing it with drawings. So we're going to do 2 more problems together to practice this awesome skill. So can you all reset your whiteboard? Okay. this or that time. So you know to get out of your chair, push it in, and be ready to dance around. So my this or that question for you is, would you rather control the weather, or would you rather be able to talk to animals? So what superpower would you rather have? Control the weather? If so, you're going to spin for 5. Or would you rather talk to animals? If so, you're going to jump for 5. What would you pick? I would rather control the weather because I would love to have a white Christmas. So I'm going to spin for 5 seconds. You make your pick. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is it. Whew, I got a little dizzy, but we're all good. So come on, sit right back in your seat, and you have your whiteboard ready because we have another skip counting challenge. Okay, Super Scholars, are you ready? So next up, we need to skip count from 60 to 88. So we're at 60 now, but we want to go even bigger and get to 88. So, of course, we need our starting point. So we're going to write 60 with a nice big box around it to show this is where we're starting. So now we have to think about a game plan. In 60, I have 6 10s and I have 0 1s. What is going to be the simplest way to start? Do I want to start skip counting by 10s or by 1s? What is going to make it the simplest for myself based on the number I already have? What do you think? I think it's simplest to start counting by 10s. 60 is already one of those nice, friendly 10 numbers that are the simplest to count with because they only have value in the tens place. So let's start skip counting by tens and map out the quickest way to get to 88. Okay, do you have your tens marker out? So we have 60. If we're going to skip count up 10, we're going to get 70, and then 80. Exactly, good job. Do we want to keep going? If we skip counted another 10, what would we get? We'd get 90, and what's wrong with that? 90 is too far. We would go past 88, and the problem wouldn't be correct. So if we're now at 80, and we want to get to 88, what do we have to switch to? We have to now start counting by... Now we're going to switch to counting by ones. From 80 to 88, there's the same amount of tens, so all we have to change is our ones place. So, can we start with 80? Let's keep counting by ones. One more would be 81, keep going, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88. Awesome! There we go. That is our destination number. We made it. Good job, Super Scholars. Let's see exactly how we did this. So with 60, since it was already a simple 10, we started with our tens. And how many tens did we count? 1, 2. We counted up 2 tens, and then how many ones? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We counted up 8 ones and 2 tens to get from 60 to 88. Good job drawing out our value change from going to counting by tens to counting by ones. we're going to do one more awesome problem together. So, take a deep breath and reset. And our last problem is here ready for us. That is 43 to 88. So we started brand new. We're starting at 43 and we need to count until we get 80. So let's make a starting line. Can we all write 43 at one edge of our board and give it a nice box to show this is where we're starting? Okay, we gotta figure out our game plan. So let's look at our starting line. 4 10s and 3 1s in 43. 4 10s, 3 1s. So, what's going to be the simplest and quickest way to get to 80? Do we want to start counting by ones? Or do we want to start counting by tens? What do you think? I say the quickest way is counting by ones. And why do I say that? Because we want to start counting by ones so we can get to our next 10. So we can get to the next 10 of 43 and then quickly count with our simple tens. That's a game plan that I love to follow, so we're going to try it out again. So we have 43. We want to count by ones until we get to that nice next 10 number. So let's give it a go. Do you have your ones pen out? We're at 43. We're going to count up one. That will be 44. Keep going. 45 and 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Awesome. After 49 is 50. Ooh, 50 looks like a good place. Do I want to keep going? Do I want to keep counting by ones? Is that going to be the quickest and simplest? No, that's not going to be the quickest way. If we keep counting by ones, it's going to take us way longer. So if we're at this 50, this nice simple tens that can be found at the right in our hundreds chart, we want to start counting by what? We're trying to get from 50 to 80. What's going to be the quickest way? What do you think? Counting by tens. That's going to be the quickest way. All we have to do is count from 5 tens to 8 tens. That's going to make it as short as possible. So, let's see. If we're at 50, we're going to count up 10. We're going to add a 10, and our number is going to be 60. Okay, let's keep going. 70, and then 80. Awesome. Look at that. We found our final destination, 80. And to count from 43 to 80, we use both ones and tens to find the quickest way possible. Let's see exactly how we did it. So from 43 to 50, how many ones did we count? Let's see. We counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones. Then how many tens did we count? 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens. We counted 7 ones and 3 tens to get from 43 to 80. When we're figuring out how much we counted, we want to see how much did we add. So that's why I'm doing the little hops to show how many times we're going up by ones or tens. Okay, awesome people. This is the last challenge we're going to tackle together. So up next, it's going to be your turn. So let's take a look what it is. Your problem up next that you are going to do on your own is you're going to skip count from 54 to 90. You're going to skip count from 54 to 90. And you're going to try and find the quickest way possible by using both ones and tens. So to figure out your game plan, You want to look at your starting point. 5 tens, 4 ones. My starting line has 5 tens and 4 ones. Do I want to start counting with the ones, or do I want to start counting with the tens? What is going to make it the simplest for me? Figure out your game plan. And when you have your game plan and you have successfully counted from 54 to 90, I want to see it on video. I want to see you drawing out your counting as you're doing it. So just like we practiced using drawing today, I want you to do that on your whiteboard in your video as you're counting from 54 to 90. So you can really keep track of when you're counting by ones and when you're switching to counting by tens. And if you are up for it and you would like to tackle a challenge problem after this first one, if you would like a challenge, I would love you to count from 54 to 98. 54 to 98. And as a hint, you're not going to use the same path that you did to count from 54 to 90. It's going to be a completely different route. This is a challenge problem. We are going to talk about them later in the week, but if you're up for it and you want to try ahead, go ahead and give this challenge problem a go. Everyone is completing this problem in their video, but it's an option to go for the challenge and try this second skip counting task as well. Everyone's going to keep out their whiteboard and draw as our tool for practice today and explain it all on video so I can see your awesome thinking that's going along in your big brain. So Super Scholars, let's keep out our fun whiteboard markers, get our skip counting going, and I can't wait to see